Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Gods and
Good morning, gods. That doesn't work. We can't do good
no.
morning, gods and monsters.
You're
But,
gonna get a cease and
but
desist.
the thought was that was a famous line from Robin Williams, and Robin Williams was a stand-up comedian. And
I heard-
tonight here,
I heard he's dead.
oh,
He died.
Breaking news. But I thought Robin Williams, stand-up comedian, and tonight here at Gods and Monsters on a Friday night, it's stand-up comedian night.
Ooh, that's
we
gonna
got
be
a
fun.
series of comedians here. They're from the Jacksonville area, I understand.
Oh, all of them are they're like a traveling troupe?
I don't know if they're traveling or not, but they all traveled from Jacksonville.
I'll be damned.
Now, we have a local comedian. His name is Adam. I've seen him a couple of times. He's actually here. He just happens to be at the store tonight. And when I saw him, I said, "Hey, Adam, are you performing tonight?" And he
that's
was
right.
like, "What?"
What?
And then he's like,
I wasn't
okay.
invited.
So he did a little research for me. I told him actually to stop by in about a half hour. Adam can kind of let us know about what's going on with him. He's actually been here before at Gods and Monsters. I think he emceed something last year. Not sure what it was. It was some kind of trivia night or something, perhaps.
That's cool.
I forgot to ask.
To turn off this speaker over here?
So, well,
Oh, you're going to leave me alone again?
I'm going to
Oh,
leave you
no.
alone briefly, but Greg's going to tell us. Greg, what are you drinking tonight?
What am I drinking? I am drinking, I need to put my glasses on because I'm batshit blind. I am drinking something called the Bellevue Biltmore Blueberry Vanilla Wheat. It was recommended to me by our very lovely bar staff, and back from a quest to do something new, back with us is the lovely Sarah. And we have spoken to Sarah before in one of the Meet Your Gods and Monsters Employees shows. She's a very beautiful, very, very nice woman, and you cannot miss her. If you've ever met her, you will not forget her. She generally has dreadlocks, she has piercings, she has tattoos all over herself. She is a very lovely woman, and I had a kind of a crush on her, but
Great story.
yeah, thanks. There you go.
I did turn it down, I guess.
A little bit, yeah. I hear less of it now.
Just when you hear John Williams' horns come blaring in from Star Wars, YouTube immediately is going to say, "What? No."
We get 6 seconds, and then we have to turn it off. Art Miles, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking the Cider Boys First Press Traditional Hard Cider. I'm a big fan of this here at Gods and Monsters. Oh, look, everyone's got their own camera.
Oh.
That's your camera, actually. But.
Oh. Get out of my face. Okay.
So, Greg, we weren't here again last week, unfortunately. We're trying to get back into the
We're slackers.
every week routine.
Yeah.
And I believe we will be back next week with our podcaster friend, Steven.
That'll be fun because he's having a bit of a successful night, and we talked about this last time we spoke about we watched his show, and it's a live event sort of type situation,
Wrestling,
or at
yes.
least he had a live event, and it was amazing. He's way above us as far as production value, and we're gonna figure it out one day.
But speaking of production value, we're on Facebook Live tonight, as well
Hi.
as doing the YouTube show to be recorded for a later date, which should be up on Monday. Happy Monday to you guys if you're watching this on YouTube. But we are live on Facebook now, Friday night. We have the stand-up comedians are coming here this evening. That's why we wanted to go to Facebook Live. I'm not breathing so good. I'm like taking
You
one
ran-
breath and trying
you
to
ran
just
all the
keep
way
all
back
these
there, didn't you?
sentences up. If you're watching right now, if you want to come on down, I believe they are going to close the doors and charge an admission price. There's an invitation up on their Facebook page. And come down and listen to the comedians here on a Friday night and probably do some Pokemoning while you're at it.
Who doesn't like to laugh? I want to meet that person.
You're
No, actually, I don't
absolutely
want to
right.
meet that person. Oh my gosh, what was I going to say? Oh, you were talking about YouTube, and I believe I mentioned 2 weeks ago when we were here that I had surpassed our channel
Son of a bitch.
with my personal channel. Well, hold on though.
We're sitting strong at 220.
Are you good?
Oh, thank
Are
you.
we?
That
Excuse
was
me, it's we.
So condescending. Oh, really? Good for you.
I'm gonna cross 250 tonight.
Wow.
Woohoo!
Now, those of you curious of what he's talking about, this is the Mazda Miata YouTube
Well, it's not
show.
really. It's everything. It's whatever I decide to do. It has been a big restoration project of this
car.
1990 Miata, but I also do some tech reviews and stuff like that. And it's just whatever I feel like doing. I haven't really decided what I'm doing with it yet.
Was the
but
Ghostbusters review on this
it was,
YouTube page?
yes, yeah.
So
Yeah.
let us know where we could find that again.
It's just YouTube/Good Egg
Good Egg
Pro.
Yes, I do remember that from last
Good
time.
Egg Pro. So let's talk about stuff.
Let's talk about stuff.
All right.
In about a half hour, we're going to have a visit from Adam, and he's one of the stand-up comedians here from Central Florida.
Cool.
But we made some predictions 2 weeks ago. We started to play one of our new games called, Guess the Box Office
What will
Price.
it make?
I was so off on this one. I just
Yeah.
assumed it was one of our big sci-fi movies. It was going to make $100 million its first week, and you said 90.
No. I had said 80. You said 81.
Oh, I thought you said 90, and then I jumped to 100.
Oh, you might have.
Somebody played that back. Either way,
you were certain it was going to make.
You were closest when it came in
lot.
at $59 million for the weekend.
Yeah. And here's
Not because of bad reviews, it just made $59 million.
Interestingly enough, it's only now sitting at 118, and I don't think it's going to make money. I think it's going to be a failure.
I don't understand why, because the reviews are good. Everybody liked the first two movies.
Yeah, but even this week, it's down into the 2s and the 3s for dailies.
I don't get it. I really don't. I know that it's quite possible that it wasn't it number 1 2 weeks in a row.
No, it was booted off with Life of Cat or
Secret Life of
Pets, I think.
Ah, okay.
So worldwide we're at 174,
Very
which
good.
is respectable. However,
It may not be out in every country yet.
with a budget of 185,
Uh-oh.
it still has to make a ton of money to eat back the production costs and then the advertising costs.
Now, what I don't know is how much the other two movies made in their first week. 60 million is what this one made. I'm just curious what the other ones did.
I think this. Oh, it doesn't.
There's a webpage you can go to. It's
and
the-numbers.com.
Box Office Mojo often does that. They'll whatever movie you're looking at, it'll usually put up a bunch of other interesting movie numbers, and usually those are the prequels and so on.
I don't understand why I get so hot in this store. Is it this corner?
No, I think it's because right before the show we're running around like
That's
idiots
right.
trying
What's
to
this
get
do?
the show
What's this
going.
button do? What's this plug do?
Oh, I don't know.
All right, so the next thing would be,
Phantom
now
power.
that I've failed miserably, you've won week 1 now. You came closest to Star Trek Beyond.
Yes.
And it came in at $59 million. This
Yeah,
week,
but to be honest, I wasn't even close with
Oh,
80
no.
million. I mean,
well,
that's
that's pretty close. Not
no,
to the
it's
100 or
not.
90,
It's-
whatever I
it's
said.
30% over.
Now, this weekend will be very tricky because a movie that everyone has been waiting for is
a
getting
year.
pounded by the critics.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone's review came out today and destroyed it.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is out. It came out last night at midnight, and the critics.
I have read some people online who have seen it, and they were underwhelmed.
Ooh.
They
what
were
happened? Is the studio interference? Is it just DC doesn't know how to make these movies?
I think it comes down to and the studios are not getting this. They are not understanding that the story matters.
This is PG-13, by the way, right?
The writing matters, and whoever directs it, whoever's involved with it, that matters. Like, they have to have people who are invested, people who are, not going to just put together a movie because it's a movie,
Right.
not to get paid. So, I mean, it appears that just people are not satisfied with the film.
Rolling Stone said that Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is the best thing and the worst thing in the movie.
What does that mean,
I think it
best
just
and
means
worst
that
thing?
she was a great character, but they didn't give her anything to do. Maybe they didn't give her good dialogue. I don't know. I mean, we need to find out for ourselves. You're going to tell me there's no audio. I'm going to be devastated.
Sorry,
There is audio?
Yeah, your audio sounds great.
Oh, okay, great. We're up on Facebook Live. Anybody, can you tell by looking at it? Is anybody making comments? Any questions? How many viewers?
No, one. That's me.
No, it can't be just one.
It is just one.
That hurts my feelings.
I know. Well, people are tuning in and tuning out because it's Friday night. They're probably just saying, hey, what's going on? Oh, I got to get ready to go
Oh,
out.
those guys, yeah. Who is that standing behind you? Wants to know.
No,
Clayton
that was a
Cannon.
long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was somebody standing behind you?
Yeah.
That was creepy.
I
So,
guess so.
Suicide Squad, after what seemed like a year of promotion, is finally out. Predictions for box office: if Star Trek made $59 million and had great reviews, I'm gonna say it's gonna be right around that number. I'm gonna say opening weekend 45.
See, I was going to go 55 only
All right.
because I believe
The
that,
fan base
that
is still-
every single person who wants to see it this weekend will.
Right.
And then that'll be it.
I've seen something else on the internet about people complaining about Rotten Tomatoes. Like the super fans are like,
Oh
we
my
need to take
God.
down Rotten Tomatoes. But now it's
You know
like
what?
everyone's on board. trashing this movie.
Everybody is outraged about everything.
I know.
You
Lot
know
of
what?
fake outrage
If it's
out
not
there.
if it's not what you think you want to hear, we're gonna boycott. We're gonna take them down. We're gonna get Anonymous to hack them.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. There she goes. That's Margot.
Who's that?
walking by
Oh.
right now? That was
Harley Quinn
Harley Quinn just walked by.
with her head held.
It's right there.
low.
See. She probably went.
very good, very good.
Probably went to see the movie like that, and she's just walking home now because she's sad.
I mean, remember last year at Halloween and last year at the grand opening, Harley Quinn. The girls
They were
dressed as
everywhere.
Harley Quinn. I mean, that's
3 or 4 or 5 of them.
The movie was the movie was already well underway, and publicity and so much hype. I guess it just misfire, and it's gonna be bad for the next Batman movie. It's gonna be bad for whatever Justice League, whatever they're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Is the Joker? I haven't heard anything about the Joker. Is he in the movie? I mean, I know
Well,
he
he's
is, but it's like,
certainly
did
in
they
the movie,
not
yeah.
they not use him enough? Is he? I have so many questions. I feel bad. There's people at the gate saying, "Help! The gate's down. I don't know how to get in."
Oh, there's a door on the
Use the
side.
side entrance.
Why don't they have that? They should have that
Because
on the door.
There's a side door if you want. Hang on, I'm gonna help these folks.
All right.
Greg, stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about another movie that I hated, the Ghostbusters, and I know I already gave my $2 review about it, but my prediction that it will be a commercial failure is coming true. With a budget of 144 and worldwide release, you're talking nearly, I got to say, $200 million to promote and to produce. And right now it's sitting at 163, and it is tapered down so badly. They are going to take a big bath on Ghostbusters. There will not be a sequel.
No, nor should there be.
Nor should there be. And that's just very disappointing that they took that franchise and shit on it. And you know what? They got what they deserved. They put out bad trailers. They put out bad press.
The warnings were there.
And if you do not take the time to make a movie that the fans actually want to see and that normal people would want to see,
shame on you.
Everybody who wants to see it is going to see it, and they're going to say, that sucked. And then there'll be no reason for anybody who was thinking about seeing it and maybe seeing it, no reason for them to spend their $15 to go see it.
So we will probably not see a sequel to that unless it does tremendous overseas business, but I just don't see it.
Well, overseas sucks. I mean, it's only made $55 million overseas.
Now, this was Ghostbusters. This was the movie that will not play in China for various ghost or spirit reasons.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're talking about overseas box office, so Ice Age Collision Course, this was Ice Age 5. And so that's made, I believe, let me check here really quickly.
You got a question? Got a question from the audience. Question is, how do we get out of here, right?
Oh, side door.
There's a side door over there, past all these
You're
paintings,
trapped
so there's a side
forever.
door. That way this
You have to
door can
sleep
always be
over.
open even when the mall shuts down. So there's a side door right there.
All right, so Ice Age,
questions
Ice
from the
Age 5, on a production budget of $105 million, and they had a sizable
following. Or?
No, they had a sizable promotion budget too, because I saw previews for this and billboards from like a year, maybe not a year ago, but for months and months.
Possibly, yeah.
So lots
at
of
least
that.
in the wintertime, in December, and you know they've got a big budget there because for them to get the same voice actors to come back, Dennis Leary, Ray Romano, if they got to bring in big bucks.
Yeah. Queen Latifah. You know, she needs a buck.
Yes, that's
anyway,
right.
on $105 million, it's only made $50.
Whoa.
But, and here's what I'm talking about: when you make certain films, you don't really care so much about domestic. It is up to $265 worldwide.
Oh, really?
It's a huge budget, a huge draw outside the United States. So they're going to talk all the time about how Ice Age failed so miserably, but it really didn't. It made a ton more than a lot of these movies.
And parents like to buy those DVDs for those kids,
Sure.
too.
Yeah, always.
When they come out.
I believe it was, what was it? I was looking at Independence Day. Even though that did poorly in America. And when I say poorly, it made 102.
Right, poorly based on how much they spent.
Which, 20 years ago, that was like a huge blockbuster.
That would have been ridiculous, yeah.
Anyway, so that's made 102 here, but it's made something like 160 not here. So, I mean, it's a complete success.
Yeah.
And they'll probably make those
Another
other
one.
sequels that they were planning to when they started this one.
They'll just scale them down. I know very little about the Insurgents series. You're familiar with those movies. It sounds like it's the Hunger Games ripoff. That's
Insurgents.
Insurgent. It's a series of teenage
No, I don't know
books
anything
that
about
have been
it.
turned into movies. Well, they did 2 movies, and there's supposed to be a third, but the second one did so poorly. The third one might just be a TV movie. They said, yeah, that hurts.
That's tough.
If you saw the trailer, you may recognize it. Look at all the people that are walking around, and the front gate is down, unfortunately, because it's past 9 p.m. We're starting a little late tonight because of technical problems. But you know what? Facebook Live is up. If you want to come down to the store, the side door is open because they've got a group of people, Comics at the Comic Shop, it's called, 10 p.m. tonight. and the headliners and the people that are performing are here on my sheet of paper, but we're going to have somebody come and sit with us who's actually with them. But you know what? If you want to do something different tonight, come on down. $10 at the door to listen to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comics are going to come and do their thing for probably
One of them's
for 2
got to
hours.
be funny.
Right. I mean, 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 6, right? There's probably a chance.
Totally. And if you know what, if you spend some time at the Off-World Lounge, it doesn't matter. It's just going to be a good time, I think. I'm going to stay for a couple of them.
That's right.
Keeping along on the Please
continue.
I don't have too much more. I mean,
I got a little something as well.
We're going to go on with something else here in a minute
Sure.
that you might be, happy to
Sure,
hear.
go ahead.
Jungle Book. You had talked about the Jungle Book being a bizarre, out of nowhere success. You
Saw the trailer.
Nobody really thought that was going to do all that well.
Saw the trailer and I said, I don't know who this is for. Kids, adults? Because it looks scary.
Any idea what the domestic was? Or turned out
Domestic
to
for Jungle Book, I'm going to say 150.
be? 360.
Whoa!
Worldwide.
Worldwide, it probably made $500 million then.
Or
500?
Or 0.94 billion.
Okay, so it's about to hit $1 billion. Wow. Once again,
$940 million.
I was way off on this one as well
On
because
the
Jungle
Book.
it didn't look like anything kids would like because it looked too scary for kids.
Okay, and along that, we'll talk about The Legend of Tarzan, which I thought was going to be a
Kids movie?
No, what was the movie with all the guys who stripped?
Magic Mike?
I thought it was going to be a Magic Mike for like older women. Because, a lot of, it looked like, it had
Sure.
that
he's in a loincloth and he's
yeah,
swinging
man,
around.
He was all built and nice.
Yeah. I don't think that one did well.
Well, it did. 123
Domestic?
123 domestic, but another 190 outside.
That's a hit.
So, yeah,
That's a freaking hit.
It's $313 million.
I kind of thought that movie came and went and nobody saw it, but I was, again, I'm way off.
I thought it was going to
Yeah.
because I wouldn't know who was going to go watch it.
Son of a gun. Now, I know there are movies that were complete disasters this year that came out. There was a...
Name one.
There was the...
Hillary's America.
No. It was one of these huge epic movies. It was like a Moses or a... what's the...
Noah?
Ben-Hur type thing? Or,
No, Ben-Hur's not out yet, but
Okay.
that'll be interesting to see if that's done well or not.
Okay. Noah, I think that was last year.
Yeah,
Noah, but
the
there were a
rock
couple other
monsters.
blockbuster epic. I'm thinking something Roman or something like that, but I can't remember. I didn't come prepared to talk about the box office disasters.
I don't know, but you look at Captain America. That's made $970 million.
Sure, just in the U.S. or
No, that's
worldwide?
that's
Okay.
worldwide.
All right, that's not bad for a
Yeah,
10th in the series.
not
and
bad.
3 Captain Americas into it.
Zootopia. I don't understand the animated films. How hit and miss they are, because you'll have for every Zootopia that you're just like, I've never even heard of what Zootopia would be or where it would come from. $1 billion. It's made $1 billion.
Sure, come and have a seat. $1 billion. Does she want to sit and join us, or is she on off camera type of? Okay, your mic's on, your headset's on.
What do we have here?
432 channel 2.
Yep, 2.
2 is up. I can't see. Everything's upside down. Everything's upside down. Well, we got a lot of comics performing tonight, but one of them that is not performing tonight, how's that for an intro?
Yeah.
Is Adam. You pronounce your last name for me, Adam?
Avitable.
Avitable. Okay, and I've seen you on Facebook many times. I saw you. Where did I see you perform? Was that at Jeff Jones's birthday party?
Yeah, Jeff Jones is at
Jeff Jones's birthday party.
I performed there.
And Adam is one of the stand-ups here that you could see frequently at Central Florida. Where's one of the main places people could see you on a weekly basis?
Well, usually every Monday we do the Other Bar open mic every Monday night downtown.
The Other
on Wall
Bar.
Street. Yeah, it's an open mic I've been going to every Monday for almost 6 years. But I perform everywhere, the Improv, anywhere that they'll pay me to do stand-up.
Now, have you done something here at Gods and Monsters that you hosted last year?
I was supposed to host the grand opening, but we couldn't get the microphone to work.
Yes.
And the sound was so awful.
No.
So I basically just stood around and didn't do anything.
See, that's a great story you can tell one day when you're making famous. You're like, I was at a comic book store. Oh, yeah, the mic wasn't working.
Well, I'm glad we never have any technical difficulties.
Oh,
like
God.
that.
Yeah, we had a false
I
start.
noticed.
We had
Yeah,
a couple
I
of false
noticed. I
starts.
noticed.
Well, we were good on this end. We like to record for YouTube. So we're
Yeah.
recording a show for YouTube, but we're also doing Facebook Live because we wanted to let people know
Wow.
if they wanted to come down for the comics tonight. The doors will close, and they're going to sell tickets, $10 a ticket to come down and see the comics tonight. And someone from, it doesn't seem like it's from, they're all from Jacksonville, you said. Actually, that Adam was the one who told me that.
I think it's either Jacksonville or Gainesville, because I know one of them, and I can't remember where I've seen him before.
You recognize one of the names, or you saw
no,
one
I know,
of the pictures?
I know one of the guys. I just can't remember Chris Heist. I can't remember if he's from Gainesville or Jacksonville.
Okay.
So I think they're from out of town. So I'm really glad that they decided to not use the 70+ comedians that are in the Orlando area.
And anybody that sees you right now or recognizes you and is like, I know them, where can they find you on Facebook or on the internet?
It's, Facebook/Avitable. It's just AVI table, Alpha Victor Indigo table. And Twitter, Instagram, everywhere is just @Avitable.
Is Indigo the actual army?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was never.
No, I don't know.
The
Alpha Victor is right, though.
I used to have a terrible way of doing things. Spelling my name like an awful way. How adult is this?
This go. Fucking go.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're good.
When I first started comedy, I would spell my name. I'd say, just so you have it, it's A as in anal bleaching, V as in very voluptuous vagina, I as in interracial intercourse, and then I would continue just to get worse and worse.
TABL.
And then TABL, yeah. It would
But
just,
people are going to remember that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Suddenly you're doing the aristocrat joke, just saying your name, spelling your name.
Yeah, exactly.
So since I saw you last at Jeff Jones's birthday party, was that his 40th?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
his
his
40th
40th
birthday
yeah.
party. What have you been up to? I feel like I haven't seen much of you except for on Facebook. You comment on Facebook quite a bit, actually. It's enjoyable just reading your stuff on Facebook.
I do. I'm pretty active on there. I mean, that's part of my. I mean, I have a lot of fans and stuff, so I try to really interact with everybody.
Yep.
I was out of town. I toured for a while. Went
really?
Up to the East
How'd it go?
Coast. Oh, it was great. I was in Milwaukee, headlining a casino there. I've been all over the place, and I do weddings too. So, like, I perform weddings. I'm an ordained minister.
Oh, very good.
I was
Very
gonna
good.
say,
I was going to say, you're doing comedy?
Who has
Yeah,
a stand-up
wow.
at their reception?
So, but I do respect. They're respectful.
this guy.
Well, the
Yeah,
DJ has to take a break sometimes. So you bring the comic in.
Yeah.
How do you know each other?
Yeah, exactly. Who's drinking? Where's our married couples at? But yeah, I do actual ceremonies, like respectful but funny personal ceremonies. So I do a lot of weddings.
Any you've done recently?
Yeah, I mean, all over the place. I was in Jacksonville for one only about maybe 2 months ago. So yeah,
Is that a word of mouth business, or do you advertise?
It is. I mean, I have like a Facebook page. It's called Laugh and Be Married.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, so yeah, and it's good. People really appreciate it. If they're not doing a religious wedding, they really like having me do it because I do it in a personal way, but it's also
And you're funny.
entertaining, and
Right.
I'm comfortable up there
As
too.
a comic, you're
So-
comfortable and you're able to entertain an audience and keep them focused. But then you could go for long periods of time and talk. That's very good. Mm-hmm. And you're probably off book.
Yeah.
You're not exactly following. You're not following the good book. You're
Right.
off book.
Oh.
I have I actually have a book I bring with me that I paste my ceremonies into. It's called The Avitable Holy Book of Matrimony and Dick Jokes.
Nice.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if Adam goes to other weddings and tests his material out, and then he goes to his real wedding.
I do it. Yeah, that's what I should do. But I do toast too. I always write a toast for each because a lot of times the toasts are terrible at weddings. Like they're just awful.
Right, because they're not used to getting up in front of the microphone, and the one time in their life they need they fail.
Time out for a second.
I know. Who started this?
No. Why is that so hard for anybody? I don't understand why it's difficult for anybody to stand up in front of people, and these are people that they probably know.
Right.
At least a.
The problem is they probably try too hard.
A large minority of
them. They try too hard and just don't, speak from the heart and throw a little joke in once in a while. Some people try too hard.
Out if they have to speak in front of
It's
people.
a phobia, I think.
But I mean, I'm scared of vampires, but that's because they could kill me.
Then you're in the wrong store.
But if you're just standing out in front of somebody saying something that maybe you already know. I mean, I don't know.
It's good that you just decide to get rid of all your audience that has any type of
fuck them.
Fear
You know
speaking.
what?
You're just
Lost
like
them.
they're like, oh well, I'm never. Yeah.
Well, we lost them.
Here's the thing: comic book people are generally kind of socially anxious, and
Right.
you just angered all of them.
Oh,
Now,
well,
unfortunately,
you know what?
we're on Facebook Live, but because
Oh.
cameras are so small,
Yeah.
all you can see are Greg and I. But
Sorry.
Adam is here. We hear Adam because it's plugged into the microphone
We
system.
should have a mirror. And
I
we
know.
could put it
Oh,
here.
no, that's smart.
And-
That's smart.
yeah.
But you'll be on the YouTube show that'll air this Monday. But
Cool.
unfortunately, the Facebook Live is just. They haven't figured out yet to do like what Periscope has done, where you can turn the
sideways.
camera vertically. For this, it's still up. I'm sorry, you can't turn it horizontally.
It's a square.
It's just a square, so that you can see your comments.
turn it sideways,
It
it's a
doesn't.
square.
It's still a
Yeah,
square. So
yeah.
they haven't done that yet.
Instagram.
I know. So they haven't done yet. If we wanted to see all of us, I'd have to back my camera up, in the middle of the store, outside the store. But Adam is here. You can't see him, but you can hear him. He's a local stand-up comedian who happens to travel. Actually, now that we're finding out, what was the most recent gig you did outside of Florida?
It was the casino in Milwaukee, which was headlining that was really fun. It's
Wow.
kind of neat just seeing your. I mean, I've been doing it for 6 years, but seeing your face on a giant poster,
Sure.
in a casino it's kind of a neat experience.
Is that like a weekend thing you do, or are you just there for a night?
I was there it was 2 shows on a Saturday basically, and then I flew back the next day.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
2 shows,
Yeah.
and then just fly right back.
Yeah.
You do any other travel when you mostly fly?
Wait, Wisconsin has casinos?
Yeah, they have like Riverboat Casino. It's an Indian casino.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
called
cool.
called the Potawatomi.
All right.
But yeah, I travel. I mean, I tend to fly, but when I went up the East Coast, I drove. Like I was up all the way in Charlotte, and I stopped. I did like 6 days. I was traveling and doing comedy.
Do you manage yourself, or do you have a manager that helps you with these booking these events?
You don't get a manager until you're making enough money that you're willing to give up 15% of something.
Yes.
And as a comedian, it's not like a slow scale. You're either dirt poor or you get famous. Like there's no middle ground, and so you don't have a manager until you're famous.
There's another comedian that there was a time when we were talking with you. My friend David Martin and I were talking with you at Jeff Jones's birthday party. We were like, oh, we're going to keep doing this thing. We haven't worked on our show, The News Remixed, in quite a long time, just for many other reasons.
I was waiting. I've been waiting to hear from you by the phone.
We
every
haven't.
day.
And we were like, oh, it'd be great, because we met Adam that night at the birthday party. He's like, we're going to keep doing this, but we just haven't had the opportunity because it's just a difficult thing to get through management and the lawyers when we let people speak their mind on a news segment, even though at the front of it we say the views and opinions of those people are not of the station, but they're still not comfortable with it because it's a news station.
Now
so we haven't done it as much.
You're beyond editorial, right? You're entertainment.
Yeah, but we still inside of a newscast.
Right.
Now, if we had our own special, separate half-hour show outside of news, then we could get more into this. But
well, that sounds like something you should be selling.
Yes,
there
I know,
you go.
I
Can't
know.
you just find somebody you trust who's actually going to do a good job as a professional, has been doing this for 6 years, has just headlined casinos, who knows what to say when things are going on TV? You know, like I feel like that would be the answer.
We've been struggling with it for a while, and we switched the format again after we did with the comics. David and I just started interviewing celebrities through satellite interviews, and we kind of did that comically. And we did that for like 8 or 10 episodes, just like we did the comics for 8 or 10 episodes. So we're in a holding pattern right now as David's doing his morning show thing. I've been working the evenings a lot, and so we haven't done anything in a while. But when we saw you, I was going to say there was somebody else we were talking about. I was like, oh, do you know this guy? Do you know that guy? Are you familiar with Preacher at all? Do you know Preacher?
Oh yeah.
Preacher kind of up and moved to LA, and I see him posting a lot on Facebook.
Yes.
And
Is there a big comedy scene in LA?
Yes.
It's funny. There's just nothing. There's nothing. It's just a wasteland there.
Yeah,
There's nothing.
he's struggling out there. But have you ever? I'm just thinking about what Preacher's done, where you kind of pack up and you leave.
has a club out there.
Have you ever had that kind of thought where you'd want to kind of pack up and go on the road, or move to LA, or you're happy here in Orlando as a home base?
I'll be moving at some point, probably relatively soon. It needs. You get to a point where you're stagnant, where you can only go so far, and you need to go to a new place and kind of almost get discovered there. A lot of comics will tell you that it's harder to do well in where you start than it is in other towns, because if you go to a new town and you've already been working on it for 6 years or whatever, so you have good material.
Sure.
Then everybody's wowed by you. If they see you start out when you have shitty material because you're terrible, everybody's terrible when they start. They remember that. They don't remember that you're evolving and growing and learning. So
plus you have years and years and years of material in your town. And you have to continually come up with new material for the people who continue to come and see you.
Yes.
Right. You go to a new market, a new place. They don't really know you all that well. You have your new material plus all the best of your old material, too. So I'm sure that's an easier
very much
road.
So if you saw yourself moving outside of Orlando, where would you think about going?
Probably LA.
Yeah.
Although part of me is thinking about Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know somebody... Tom Rhodes. I see him. He books Australia a lot.
Oh, Tom loves Australia.
Yeah.
I've worked with him a couple times, and he talks about it all the time. He absolutely loves it. I feel like it'd be fun to be enough culture shock for me to really shock me creatively without having a language barrier per se. I mean, it would have some language barrier.
That's true. Yeah.
Also, one time I switched my Tinder to Australia, and I matched with so many women.
I was gonna say
so many women.
I would lose my shit if I lived in Melbourne, Australia, because first of all, I love that accent.
Yes.
Oh my god. I don't care. Just sit there and talk to me.
And they
whatever.
like big fat guys with beards. Like that's their type. Because I matched, like my match percentage was literally like 80%.
Is that because it takes you longer to die when those things sting you and
Probably.
try to kill you?
Exactly.
All right.
So that's a place you have not been before?
I have not. I haven't traveled outside of the North America.
Oh,
No
okay.
kidding.
Yeah.
And to travel outside of North America and bring your comedy with you, that might be something maybe you'll do.
Yeah. It could be good, and I figure if I'm the funniest American in Melbourne, that's actually got a lot of potential.
That's not a bad deal right
That's
there.
a good gig. Yeah,
You know, Actually, speaking of which, this is something I just thought of, and I know this is completely completely a self plug. I'm up for best local comedian in the Orlando Weekly.
Oh yeah, and
Best of
Orlando's
Orlando
best. Yeah,
Awards.
best of Orlando.
yeah. So that's actually
Is there voting
Vote for
still
him.
going on?
voting
with
is still
that?
going for
okay,
next
Orlando
week.
Weekly is still going on.
It's
Where do you go? You
orlandowweekly.com/vote.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I was thinking of Orlando Magazine. That's the one that just came out with the best of this and the best of that.
Oh.
Okay, so Orlando Weekly is still
Orlando
going
Weekly
on.
going
Good.
for another week, and I'm up for Adam
Another
Avitable,
week.
best
So
local comedian.
we'll make sure we get that link in our description of this
That'd be cool.
video.
That'd be awesome.
Were you involved
Art?
at all with the? Yes. Well, at the bottom of this
Yes,
YouTube
there you
video,
go.
we'll
Yeah.
find the link underneath that video to let you know where you can click on that. It's still going on for a while.
For a week, he said.
week.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is going to be up on Monday, so
So
we'll
you'll
get the
have 4
link
days
up
after
there.
that,
So,
Awesome.
were
Vote
you
once,
invo-
vote often.
Were you involved at all with the monsters we're doing with the comedy contest?
No, I don't.
Oh,
You know, the thing is, I have no problem talking openly about anything, but
Here we
no,
go.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm not talking about comic books and movies tonight.
I don't get along with Angel Rivera.
No?
very
Ah,
much.
okay.
Yeah, no, he thinks I fucked his girlfriend. So
Oh.
he and I kind of had it. Yeah, I did not.
Okay.
but,
He's the horny
just to
giant.
confirm.
He's fucking everybody, I thought.
Well, it was a girl. They broke up, and then she actually moved in and rented a room from me.
Oh.
And he thought that.
And he got it, yeah.
And so he blocked me on Facebook and everything like that. And so when the contest came up, I was like, "There's no way I'm entering.
Yeah, there's
this,
no way
'cause
you're getting in.
I don't care. Like my stuff's gonna get lost no matter
People
what.
are
So I didn't
so
even bother.
thin-skinned in
Would've-
radio.
I know.
Would have been great radio, though, wouldn't it? Once they started to talk about, hey, I know you. Where do you know me from?
Yeah.
Fucked your girlfriend.
And I know the other guy. I know the other guys, and they're all pretty cool. But yeah, so I knew that was just going to screw up any
All right.
chance I had.
So you're out on that contest. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But that's all right. You still got Orlando Weekly.
That's right.
Do you know anyone else, anybody else like pushing hard on that for Orlando Weekly?
Not that I've really seen. So I'm hoping that I have a chance. It actually would be pretty decent.
Yeah,
to get
it's
it.
kind of a big deal. Yeah.
It's good for bookers to see.
Oh,
So
yeah.
That is something I remember seeing one time with Preacher. Was he rated one time best comedian in Florida?
He won
or-
Florida's funniest comedian in 2015.
And,
2000, yeah.
was that with Orlando Weekly or was
No,
that just
that's Florida's funniest. It's a
Oh.
competition
Oh, okay,
that's across
okay.
across all Florida. It's a bunch of different there's hundreds of comics enter and everything like that.
So you've been here to Gods and Monsters a couple of times.
Yes.
One time to find out microphones weren't working, but
Yes.
other times you've been here, have they just been on your own? There's anything here that appeals to you?
I mean, I love comics. I
Sure.
just recently sold my own collection of 20,000 comics.
Oh,
so,
he
yeah,
is
yeah.
making the move. He's already making plans. If he's
So-
selling his comic books, he's making the move.
Yeah. They're all gone. I sold all my Batman black and white statues, all my Muppets. I had like the full size
Really?
Gonzos and all that.
Wow, fire
But,
sale.
How did you
Everything
come to
goes.
the decision?
I just need to start decluttering. It
was time.
And and so it was something that was good. Plus, it's easier to pay bills when you have money.
Feels good when you get rid of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It does. And I'm like, I don't need. I look at it, I like it, but
Everybody clutters to some degree, but
Sure.
I like to watch that hoarder show, and then at the end of it, when they've thrown all that person's shit out, I'm
We're not
always
that
like,
sick.
oh, I feel so much better just for that person. Like, look at all the crap you got rid of. I don't even know you, and I feel good for you.
but yeah, Gods and Monsters. I've known Todd
Since
for,
the Acme days?
Yeah, for over 12 years now.
Oh, okay.
So I've known him for a long time. He used to, when I was married, he would come to my house for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, really? Okay, so you know
yeah,
really
I've
well.
known him really well. So, and he'd always had this plan. And so when he finally brought this to fruition, I was like, I
Yeah.
had to see it. I love the attention to detail here. And,
Absolutely.
I'm actually I'm out on a date with a girl, and she's here. She wanted to come see this.
She doesn't
place,
want to
so-
come sit with us?
No,
That's
she's
not her
having too
thing?
much fun walking around, looking at it and everything too.
That's good. So, once again, we want to let...
radio guys. They'll ask me a bunch of personal weird questions.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay, young lady? And are you here of your own free will? She's heard it all before.
Just blink 3 times if you're in trouble.
Did you date anybody from the Monsters ever before? No, that's a different girl. That's a different girl. That's a different girl. So what's the next gig you got lined up that people can find you at? See, here's where the manager would come in right now.
Yeah, I know that's where it is, and where I don't even have my calendar known well enough. I'm doing a couple private shows, and I got a couple weddings coming
that's
up.
good.
I'm flying out of town for a wedding.
So private shows, is that, again, like the wedding thing, is that like a big word of mouth thing? That's how you kind of get that out there?
And like corporate gigs, they pay so well. I mean,
Sure.
corporate gigs literally pay 10 to 20 times
Sure.
what a normal gig will pay.
Do you find a lot of corporate gigs here in Orlando? I imagine.
There's a lot of if you can get in the right people's faces, if they can see you, then you can get there, because there's a lot of corporations that are here that want somebody, a lot of conventions, conferences, and stuff like that, where they want somebody to come out.
What was the last big corporate event you did?
I did the Advertising Association, or American Advertising Federation, or whatever. I was their keynote speaker for it.
Very good. You
do you
want to
ever-
sit in the microphone over here? That's on. We got another one of our comics who I think is performing tonight here.
I
Sit with us.
have to assume you tailor your act toward
Channel
your
1?
audience, whoever
When
you're.
I do corporate gigs, I tend to I write new material for it, because I figure if I'm charging that much, I'm going to do that too.
Sure.
So yeah.
Oh, does he have enough cord there? Sorry.
No, there's not. I don't know what you're doing with the cord.
Hang on, let's fix the slack here. Hang on. We got a little bit, I think, just a little.
We have a little bit, but if I pull this too hard, everything.
Yeah, you're right. All right, do you have a little bit more? Try it.
There we go.
Oh, we're so good. We're so good here.
Do you want me to let?
Nope. We got it.
Okay, now try. Hang on.
Hey.
Now you should be able
This
to
is
hear
my
us.
fault for doing the horseshoe table today. I don't usually do the horseshoe table.
Nice-
Hi.
nice going, Art.
I'm Art, and this is Greg, and this
Hi.
is Adam. What's your name?
Nice to meet you guys. Rafiq.
Rafiq. I think you're on here, but I wasn't even going to try to pronounce your name correctly. Rafiq.
Rafiq.
Rafiq, and how do you say your last name?
Shaheen.
Rafiq Shaheen is actually the headliner here this evening. What time will you be going on tonight?
I'm not entirely certain yet.
When
no-
everybody gets drunk.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that is the perfect time because nothing like someone screaming drunk obscenities at you.
Yes. Are you from Jacksonville? We were just discussing where you guys are coming from. This troop here.
No, I'm actually from Tampa.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, are you associated with a group, or is it just that somebody booked it and?
Allan Dempsey, the guy who is hosting the show,
Okay, I
just
see it's
booked us all
hosting.
together. So,
All right. And so, go ahead.
I'm going to address the elephant in the room.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you,
I have put
very
on some-
personally, you are Middle Eastern.
yes.
You are Muslim,
No.
but people think you're Muslim.
Probably.
That has to be some sort of an added detriment to you once people start getting drunk and somebody's going to be an asshole.
You would think that because one of two reactions usually happen. They either get drunk and go that route, at which point in time it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, we get it. Or for some reason they get drunk and they go, "You're Puerto Rican, right?
Wow.
Habla español." Like,
Rafiq,
okay.
that's a very Puerto Rican name. Very,
Yes.
Wow.
Si,
All
senor.
right.
So, how long have you been performing?
I've been performing for about 5 years now. So.
All right. You mostly in the Tampa area? You travel at all?
I travel a fair amount. I just actually came back from Atlanta not that long ago,
Okay,
where I was
all right.
performing up there. So
Have you crossed paths with Adam at all? As
no, I
also
don't
a,
think
as a
so.
comedian. Oh, look, they're meeting for the very
we're
first
making
time.
a connection here.
What if they became like this big, powerful comedy
Comedy
powerhouse
duo right
now?
there.
You know, and then
Yes.
like, this was the day they met, like when
They
Lennon
travel-
and McCartney met at the bus stop.
They
and
traveled
that'd
the
be awesome.
United States in a '68 Winnebago.
I just hope that camera was recording because you never know when two people meet each other, or they could become like enemies or something like that. That happens. Comics can be enemies, right?
I don't know. Did you see my Facebook today, Art?
No, not today.
Oh, I tore someone new and I actually posted a video showing them stealing material from someone else.
Wow.
Oh.
Was it Carlos Messina?
It wasn't. No.
No.
It's an Orlando comic named Rick Walters. I don't want to call him a comic. He's not a comedian. It's a guy who steals jokes, and
Not
so I
funny.
called him out on it. So yes, comedians can be enemies.
Yes,
I
and,
like this
and
dude already.
see, we're in a time now where
bad boy of comedy.
you are a complete fool if you think you can get away with stealing material.
Oh my
now
God,
because of
yeah.
the internet.
Yeah.
It's just- it's
Everybody's
It's like,
recording
is
everything.
it like that Carlos Mencia just came in on the end of that, where it's like,
Yep.
okay, now we're at the point you can't get away with it anymore.
Yep.
Yeah,
And-
there is a weird phase though for like some of the bigger name comics because like that whole thing between Louis C.K. and Dane Cook, and it's like both of them kind of took the stance of like, hey, I'm in the right here, you're in the wrong, and even though neither one of them was ever really proven
Yeah,
right, or
right.
like-
And
I
then
think that episode of Louis actually cleared it
Yeah,
up.
they kind of
Yeah, they
awkwardly
talked about
made
it,
up
yeah,
on that
yeah.
episode, which I swear, not scripted, because that show doesn't have a lot of scripts. It's just like, let's just sit down and hit camera,
Yeah.
hit record,
Yeah.
let's just hash this out right here. It's just great and uncomfortable, and that's what's great about that show. So, okay, you're in Orlando this evening, and then you're heading back to Tampa. You got other gigs. What's the next gig people can see you at? Because this doesn't air on YouTube until Monday. So,
Okay. Well, I'm heading back to Tampa, and you guys can also see me at the Snappers Grill and Comedy Club in Tarpon Springs coming up
Okay,
next
very
week.
good.
You can also see me at the Tampa Improv coming up next Sunday.
all right.
And then the week after that, I'm doing Laughing House in Tampa, Florida.
See, he's
You're
prepared.
making the
He's got stuff he's doing.
He's making the
I'm like,
rounds.
You need to
I'm
carry
like,
Okay.
I got a
book with you.
private gig. I got a wedding.
Same,
I got-
same question I had for Adam. Do you have management, or are you kind of taking care of yourself right now?
I'm kind of taking care of myself right
All right,
now.
so that means you got to get the word out there yourself,
Yeah.
and that's good.
I'd like someone to represent me because I represent me like a bag of crap.
You and me both. Yeah, that sounds
Your boss
familiar.
is horrible, is what you're saying.
He's such a douchebag. And I think he's foreign, too.
Oh, jeez.
stealing from me.
He may not be legal. So, do you have another job outside of comedy?
Yes. I actually work for, and I can't tell you specifically.
Here we go.
but
Best Buy.
I work
Oh,
for
sorry.
my Uncle Sam, doing security
Okay,
Okay.
security. Oh, okay.
for my Uncle Sam.
Okay,
quote,
Uncle
unquote.
Sam security. Yes, yes.
You're missing the hidden meanings under this.
He works for America.
No. Oh.
Uncle Sam.
Maybe not then. Okay. All right, we got it. Okay.
I didn't ask you that question, Adam. Are you working outside of,
He's
of
border patrol.
Yeah, I work for my Aunt Flo.
Oh,
3 days a month. No,
gross.
Uncle Sam and Aunt Flo.
No, I'm an adjunct professor at Daytona State College.
Oh, very
No
good.
kidding.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
What do you teach?
I teach adult basic education.
Oh, cool,
So
cool.
people who need to try to get their basics. I teach math,
Sure.
social studies, science, English.
See, once again, he's
reading.
performing in front of
So-
students, so you get a chance to work on your act there.
Yeah.
with the
In a
students
way
as
to
well.
kind of prepare them for a GED or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
Just
cool.
Help them get
Very
ready
cool.
to take the
Hey,
GED.
you're actually making a difference in the world. Oh, well, you both are, I guess.
Yeah.
Many
In-
comics.
in your own way. We
Him more so than me.
we do this. We do this stupid show. We don't really do
We got
anything for humanity.
Nothing here. No, not at all. Based on the amount of people who watch the show, you're absolutely right.
There's one. Oh, that's me. Two.
No,
Now there's
no,
one.
refresh. That's
no,
just, that's
two.
just
Look,
Facebook.
now there's two.
That's
that means
Facebook
one
Live.
other person.
YouTube on YouTube
Oh,
we
yeah,
get
yeah,
we
yeah.
get tens of viewers on
Tens.
YouTube. We're good with that. You know, so
Any day now, it's going to take off.
It's funny. I was on Tom and Dan, and they were talking about how they didn't know how many radio listeners they had or anything like that. There was no
hard
way to
for
really
them to tell, yeah.
And so I gave my phone number out over the air.
Oh,
And
God.
I said, here's my phone number. Text me and let me know you're listening.
Very good.
And they're like, you're gonna get so many dicks. and I did. I got 0 dicks. I got 0 dicks. I got a.
Was that a corporate time or a
I was on a corporate-
mediocre
I was
time?
on their
corporate time,
podcast
yeah.
or their
the
radio?
podcast,
time
and then
on
the
there.
corporate time that went on over the air.
Okay.
And I got 20 or 30 texts from random people,
Okay.
even maybe a little
And
more.
and like
cool.
pretty quick, like
Well,
right
once
off.
it aired, yeah.
We did that once. We did that during one of those wrestling events they had.
Yeah, we
here.
gave out your
Greg-
phone number.
We gave out it. No. Greg gave away his ticket to MegaCon
Yeah.
to the first person who drove down here, and somebody
Somebody
drove
came
down
down.
and got the
Wow.
free ticket.
Yeah. Wow.
It took a half hour, but yeah, he got here, and we gave that out. We never got a follow up with him. I wonder if we
No.
went. I wonder if we went.
He was killed.
No.
Yeah,
That
the-
would-
he
that'd
was
be-
thrown through a table and died.
That'd be terrible, though, wouldn't it? To drive all that way, get the ticket, and then go.
Like,
like,
ha ha, loser. No.
I didn't tell you that the ticket was cursed.
So have you been to
I
Gods
drew it
and
with
Monsters
crayon.
before?
I know this is actually the first time I've been here. And
So when they told you you were going to do a gig at a comic book store,
I've actually done gigs at comic book stores before.
Okay.
so-
None like this though.
Yeah, actually, this is pretty impressive.
yeah, the store is phenomenal. It's fantastic. Now, when you walk through the doors, since it's your first day here, we like to ask people, what's the first thing that kind of stood out to you?
I think the first thing that actually stood out to me was you guys seem to have like a gallery for like Florida artists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are the local artists. Todd and Anna, they accept local artists here, and then they get to sell their product here. And then periodically they'll have certain contests where they try and cross planes of like DC and Marvel, and paint something based on that, or they'll have I was drawn that. What was that called? I'm drawn that way. They have
Drawn That Way,
contests,
yeah.
and then they sell the stuff. And it's great to have a comic book store that actually
Supports local
supports
artists.
local
yeah.
artists. Absolutely, yes.
And it's on every wall in this place. You can just see every wall is not littered. Excuse me, that's a terrible word for it. But decorated with local artists.
This is Allan. He's going to be hosting that.
Yeah.
Adam, would that
Actually,
be
yeah,
all right?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Once
gonna go
again,
ahead and
Adam,
give this
let
over.
people know where they can find you on Facebook.
Just Avitable, Adam Avitable.
Adam Avitable on
AVI table.
Facebook. He's
Yeah,
always got
AVI
something
table.
interesting to say every
I
day
do.
on Facebook, or calling you out if you steal jokes.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Don't steal jokes.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks,
Good to
guys.
see you again.
Yeah, you too.
It just happened to be that Adam was here, and as a stand-up comedian as well. Now we have the Who's Going to Be Comics at the Comic Shop is being hosted by Allan Dempsey this evening. Come on in, Allan.
Howdy.
Scoot your chair up a little bit there. Welcome. We are recording for our YouTube show, which will be up on Monday, but we're also on Facebook Live. But sorry, the cameras are small. It's only Greg and I on Facebook Live right now.
Meh.
But we hear
It's a
you.
shame because I'm gorgeous.
I know.
Yeah, he's like Antonio
such a-
Sabato Jr.
All the microphones are still going into Facebook Live so they can hear you
Sure.
clearly. And
Awesome.
we're on the Gods and Monsters Facebook page right now. But this is for our YouTube show, which will be up on Monday. So let us know, because we always try and keep it very Gods and Monsters centric here. How did you hear about the store and find out this could be a place where you could book comics?
Literally, I wandered in one day.
Good,
I was
good.
just hanging out with my girlfriend, and we were like, "Let's go over there."
Were you doing the climby thing, and you're just like, oh,
no,
what's that over there?
They were
Nobody
doing
guessed.
like some kind of food truck thing out front.
Oh,
Food Truck
Food Truck
Fridays,
Friday.
yep. They do Food Truck Fridays here, yep.
So we come in. I see this place. I'm obviously fall in love. Anyone who's ever smelled this,
it's awesome.
been within smelling distance of this place.
Yeah.
And it just so happened I was running another comedy show at a different comic shop
In Orlando?
in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And
Ybor? I don't know.
yeah, I know people who know people.
Sure.
here, and long story short, we're doing it here now.
Well, that's good.
Very
See,
cool.
they're not afraid to try things. I mean, they do. Of course, they sell the paintings, but then you come in on a certain day and there's a wrestling ring in there. I don't know if you guys have been here, but
Real deal.
They have a deal with WW.
Wow.
No, it's WW. N Live.
There you go.
And they do live streaming wrestling here. They had a full-size wrestling ring in here. I think they've done it 3 times now. Did we miss the third
Yes,
one?
we did.
And
You were
they
on
set up the chairs.
vacation.
They set up the chairs. Yes, I was. And they charge a fee. And they have full-on folding chair to the face wrestling here.
People
It's pretty
flying
amazing.
through the
and
air
now the
and
next
just
thing is that they have
chaos.
stand-up comics
Well-
here as well. So they're open to a lot of different things.
Your viewers can't see that I also have the body of a gladiator,
Yes.
so
Yeah,
I will
yes.
be.
You should really get
I
involved
will
in
be
the
wrestling
Good
next
idea.
time that happens. Yeah.
His name will be El Pacifisto, if I remember correctly.
El Pacifisto. Will you wear a
I fight. I
a
fight.
fancy hat?
I fight for the belt through the power of nonviolence.
You just negotiate your way out of
Yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
out of
We
losing.
protest. We do a
Somehow-
lot of protesting.
Somehow they shake hands at the end, and then they declare a winner.
a lot of singing and protesting. Yeah.
Oh, it's a musical. Very good.
So you'll be hosting this evening. Does that mean you'll have a set as well, or you just you'll be talking in between?
Have you ever been to a comedy show?
Yeah, I know, but this is kind of a different atmosphere. He may
Oh,
want to do
well,
a full
yeah.
set
All right.
also.
Well,
you know?
I mean,
You're gonna do 6
traditionally,
minutes.
yeah, your host does do a set, but also there's less pressure when you're the host, and you can kind of feel out the room
Because you pass it off to you're,
Right.
I'm dying. And now we
and,
got
and Rafiq Shaheen,
Rafiq,
lady. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It's the beauty of being the host.
That's very good. So immediately we asked this question also to everyone that sits down here. This is the first time you've been to Gods and Monsters. You said you've been here before, but what's
Yes.
the one thing that stands out in your mind when you come through here?
Oh my God, one thing,
Yeah, like the first thing that caught your eye when you walked in.
just the decoration. Really, the whole place is. I mean, I don't know how to explain it.
That's actually really a tough question because it is an
It is.
overwhelming thing when you first walk in here.
I think when I was really impressed, I came in. Fury Road had not been out very long.
Oh yeah.
It had not been out long,
And
and
they
they
have that
already
one
had
post.
this
Yeah.
shrine in the
That's
middle.
right. They had that up there before the movie came out. That was
Yeah.
part of the grand opening that they had
Yeah.
that a spider
Shrine
was
is
working on that.
Shrine is a good word to
Yeah.
describe some of the things you got going on in here.
Well, and I got friends who collect all this stuff. Like this looks like some of my friends' bedrooms.
Sure.
So in a weird way, I kind of don't see any of it. You know what I mean? Because it's just but when you kind of take a step back and go, oh my God, look at that! Oh my God, look at that!
There's a lot less bondage gear in here, though. So,
That's true. Unfortunately.
Well, they do have some theme nights here. So
Whoa.
keep an eye. That's just a reminder here. Always check the invite page on the Facebook page because they have
You
different types of events here.
might not know what you're walking into.
Right,
Well, I
right,
mean,
right.
they have some cosplay nights and
Yeah,
some
yeah,
of those
yeah.
cosplay
Body painting
things.
nights.
Oh, body painting, yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it gets weird.
And like we said, sometimes there's wrestling here, and tonight we've got comics here. Tell us about some of the other comics that'll be here.
Is this wait a minute? Is this an all ages show or is this? An
Oh,
18
hell
and
no.
up?
No.
Very good. Then I'll stay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's not even 16 and up.
If I
It's
wanted
18, right?
PG-13, I'd go
We wrote
see
16.
Suicide Squad.
I saw 16 on
Yeah.
the Facebook page. Is that right? Is that what it was?
I wrote
Yeah.
16 because
That's Friday
if you're
night.
16 at this point,
Right,
what
right,
are you
right.
what are you not seeing on the internet?
fuck me.
Yeah. I didn't know I could say that.
No,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
fine.
Awesome.
You're
This
fine.
is
This is
YouTube.
YouTube. We got no sponsors.
Yeah.
We got
Cool.
nothing.
Rafiq and I know a little bit about that. Yeah.
One day we'll get bought out, and then Art will have to go through 171 episodes and
Yeah.
take out all
And-
the swear
oh
words.
God, start deleting all the and bleeping stuff.
See,
it'll
no,
totally be worth
no.
it.
You don't bleep anything. You have to do the only appropriate way and just redub it with
Yes.
the appropriate
Flarn.
Flarn.
Mother, father. Shut your mother, father
Father.
mouth.
That's right.
I used to do on a
All
$100,000
these
pyramid.
bananas.
On the $100,000 pyramid, the old game show, they used to do the cuckoo. Whenever you cuckoo,
Yeah.
when you'd say something you weren't supposed to
Yes.
say.
Yeah, like
that'll-
boobs.
That'll be us.
I think it was boobs back then because that was ooh. No.
Oh, now we've got stand-up comedians here. I want to ask about something that's been on my mind a lot.
Quick, be funny.
Match Game is now back on television.
Ugh, why?
And-
Stop it.
and-
I don't even know what that is.
What?
Match
Get outta
Game,
here.
the game show,
You
Match
know.
Game from the 70s.
Yeah.
Is that-
hosted by Gene Rayburn.
Do you
Richard
really not know
Dawson.
what this is?
Betty
they
White.
all blend together for me. I can't remember.
Super
I was
famous.
about to sing that. I was honestly going to go, is that the one, and start singing that.
So-
Basically, it's
Yep, that's it.
it.
That's the one.
It's
Very
just
good.
further proof that we've gotten to the point where, like, we don't know what new things are
Right.
anymore. Just
Yeah, it's true.
Well, this worked in the 70s.
But it's been brought back. It has been picked up, and so has $100,000 Pyramid, and so has whatever the third one was, Family Feud. They did a test over the summer on NBC.
Well, they're
All
bringing it
three
back?
shows got picked
Steve
up.
Harvey's been doing it for like 15 years.
Oh yeah,
then,
but
like,
this is a
Drew
prime
Carey,
time. The prime time
and then-
version of it is out, and
Oh,
Alec
God.
Baldwin is
It's
hosting
funny though
Match Game.
because I knew a lot of these shows were coming back, and I feel like that era, like whatever was going on, is
That was
happening
the
again.
golden age.
Because there was this sense of like just cool people being cool. And that's starting to happen again when
Yeah.
you look at like At Midnight, stuff like that.
Yes.
You know?
See, my question though is, can we roll it back like 1 decade to Free Love? So,
Well, some of us can.
Free love.
All right, so who's going to be on Match Game? Because
Okay.
it's not going to be funny unless it's Zach Galifianakis.
No,
And
see that's A-list. Now the original
Yeah.
Match Game from the 70s, actually it started in the
Oh.
60s. In the 70s was
yeah, but who
Richard
the, who-
Dawson.
Who
it
the
was
hell is funny that's on B list?
Betty White. It was
Johnny
Charles-
Knoxville.
Charles-
Johnny
Charles-
Knoxville's going to
it
be
was
on it. Oh, I
Charles
can't
Nel-
wait. He's going to be so funny.
It was Charles Nelson Riley and Brett Summers, and it was kind of
Yeah.
like the B-listers and Richard Dawson, who was also turned out to be a game show
Again,
host
go-
for Family
I mean-
Feud. So what they've done so far is it's been Alec Baldwin is the host, and so
Great.
far it's done very well. Rosie O'Donnell. It's been Titus. I don't remember his last name.
Christopher
From Unbreakable
Titus.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Christopher
Christopher.
Titus.
No, not Christopher Titus.
Oh.
His name
Titus
is
Andromedus.
Titus Andromedus from the Unbreakable
Yeah.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh, he's
okay.
funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's very funny, and but it's rotating. The guests are always rotating out, but Rosie's kind of always there, and it's been okay so far. It's been kind
Well-
of funny. It's prime time, so it's on from 10 to 11. They're drinking.
Is Betty White on it?
She has not been on yet.
Fuck that show,
I know
then.
she's the only one who's left alive
Then
from the
no.
70s version, but
They made a mistake.
Betty White has done some of the other. There's that other show called, it's either What's My Line or I Have a Secret. It was an old 60s TV
I
show that
remember
she
both
used
of
to do.
them, yeah.
Oh,
She used to
wasn't
do
it?
that show. She was on it. She was on it a few months ago because they brought that one back as well.
Why?
Because what's old is new again, and they've run out of
Yeah.
ideas.
again, rolling back to Free Love. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
How we doing?
finally
We're
gonna
stopping
get
there.
some.
How's the clock, Greg? I can't see it.
I don't know.
What are we at?
51.
51. Okay, all right. We still got 8
time.
minutes before the cameras cut off. We can only record for an hour, and then the cameras just start to shut off. So we're doing okay. So all right, we're at the comic book store. We're at Gods and Monsters. Tell us a little bit about what you've seen this summer in the theaters that you're happy or not happy with.
Let's see. So if anyone, let me put it this way. I blatantly stole like part of Suicide Squad.
Stole like material?
No, as in
He happened upon it on the internet and he accidentally watched a few minutes of it,
right,
which may or may not have turned into 97 of them. But
right. And I will say that I honestly feel like I should write a letter to the Warner Brothers at this point and be like, "Hey, man, can you send me like $8.60?"
Oh.
That is the word.
Even though you saw it for free,
Yeah,
you still
like-
want your money
you
back.
need restitution.
like,
Right, for the 2 hours he lost.
Right,
Wow.
like-
His time is valuable.
Well,
This is
that
the same
sucks.
sentiment we're seeing on the internet, and for the like Rolling Stone, the reviews are coming out, Rotten Tomatoes, and it's just
it just feels like, for me, like, because I'm a huge cinephile, it feels like such a paint by numbers. Like, here are the bad guys, here are why they're together, and it's like, dude, nobody cares.
Hmm.
Like, when you watch Deadpool, you did not really even need the backstory to Deadpool in order to love that movie.
Yeah, good
it was
point.
great that they showed it, but like, you could have been like, hey, it's just him, like, it's him doing
Mm-hmm.
his thing, and we all would have been okay with it. This movie tries to go into the whole, like, well, this is why the team is being assembled together, and this is the great evil, and you're just kind of like, I just want to see Harley Quinn. That's what you guys sold me on.
But let me ask you
with
a
those
question.
trailers. Yeah,
they were.
Is Amanda Waller in this movie?
Yes, yes,
Then
she is.
good. I'm in.
They-
I'm Team Waller. Team Waller all day.
They were hinting around that Harley Quinn may be getting her own movie, which I don't think is going to
Maybe
happen
not
after
now.
this
Yeah.
shit show.
the reviews are so bad.
I think that it could totally happen because I think DC doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
Probably not. I mean, they were able to mess up Batman v Superman. They've
Right,
messed up
like-
2 Supermans
Badly.
before that.
Okay, this is my biggest problem with Batman v Superman to this day.
Green Lantern.
Is
Hello?
You're right.
is why does Bruce Wayne care that he whispers Martha?
Yeah,
that still bothers
that
me.
was
I haven't
enough.
seen the movie. I don't know.
That was enough to spare Superman's life.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, first of all, like, how many women are named Martha?
Both
out
of their
there?
mothers are named
Like,
Martha, by the way.
That's right. They
And
are.
you need to save Martha is the line that Superman shouted out to Batman. If you're going to kill me, you need to save
Save
Martha,
Martha.
my mother,
You
who was
know,
kidnapped by the
I was
Joker.
going to watch the 30-minute extended version.
Actually, I will say this: if you are gonna watch the movie at all, do watch the extended version.
So yeah, that's what I've been told. So now the Wonder Woman movie is coming out, I
Yes.
believe, in 2017.
Yes.
And everybody's getting all juiced up about that.
I did see that trailer. It looks okay.
Yeah. So did
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
True,
So
it
did
did.
Batman v. Well, some of the Batman v Superman
So-
ones did. So I mean, like these people who are making the trailers are getting paid and to do a very good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
To
they,
trick you.
know what? It shouldn't be that hard. Out of 120 minutes of cellophane film.
Yes.
You should be able to pick 2 minutes out of it to
Well-
put together a coherent ooh ah.
Looking back now, the Harley Quinn or the Suicide Squad trailer always did seem very over the top. Like
Yeah, it
loud
was.
music,
Yeah.
loud music, and then quiet the music, let Harley Quinn say something super funny, over the top, exaggerated. Mm-hmm. Looking back on the trailer now, do you see the trailer and go, yeah, I can see how this was going to be bad?
Oh yeah, no. When I saw the trailer the first time through, like the thing that really cued me off was when they started playing Ballroom Blitz in the background.
Yes.
Because that's like every movie studio's de facto, we're wacky, like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
music. So whenever they show like an action movie with that, it's like, oh, you guys don't know what you're doing.
Right.
But that was
they
that was
also
the-
used Bohemian
That
Rhapsody.
was the second.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ballroom Blitz was the second trailer. The first trailer was the long version of with Bohemian Rhapsody,
Right.
and that
Yeah.
was genius.
Yeah,
that was
that
a
was-
brilliant
Yeah, like-
trailer.
That was an editor getting his paycheck and earning it.
That didn't even show you the baddies, and-
Exactly.
And now that you know what the baddies are, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
What is that?
So was it? I don't even know who directed Suicide Squad. I'm not
it's-
sure. It's not somebody well
Oh,
known, is
shoot.
it?
I forget what his name is. He's done he's done like other films that are more like kind of gritty.
So does J.J. Abrams just have to direct every movie from every franchise? I mean, crazy to think. 20 years ago, we would have thought it would have been insane that somebody that directed a Star Trek movie was going to direct a Star Wars movie.
Right,
That's
yeah.
insane,
So,
and it's happened successfully.
So like here's the thing though, like I feel as much as I love J.J. Abrams and as much as I would love to see more work from him, the main thing I feel is that J.J. Abrams got the Disney effect, which is basically the Disney Corporation does one thing very well, and they go, we don't know what any of this stuff is, throw a bunch of money at it, and hire people who know what it is
Right.
in order to do the thing.
However, Disney has gone back and got reshoots for Rogue One.
And does that concern you?
Yes, because
knowing after they did
this-
reshoots for Suicide Squad.
Right, Suicide Squad, not Disney, but yeah, you're saying they did
Yeah.
reshoots for Suicide Squad because the studio saw it and panicked and probably said, oh, it's not going to be family friendly enough or it's not going to be appealing enough. Maybe it was too dark,
dark.
and then they went back and changed it. Is that what's going to happen with Rogue
Hey,
One?
you know what was really cool about The Dark Knight? It was dark,
Yes.
Yeah.
and it was
It was
adult.
supposed to be. Yeah.
And it was skating that line of insanity and R
Right.
rating.
But it didn't hit R rating.
There was
Yeah.
really nothing funny in The Dark Knight that I
No.
can remember.
Well,
So-
there's Joffrey.
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 Yeah. Well, so the kid who played Joffrey off of Game of Thrones. is
Yeah,
in,
where was he?
He's that kid that Batman. Wait, was it Dark Knight?
Or was it the second one?
No,
Dark Knight Rises?
It was the first one.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's he's that kid on the fire escape.
Oh, that's Commissioner Gordon's kid, isn't it?
Is it? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that was Commissioner Gordon's kid.
Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
He was a young kid then.
That was
Yeah.
that was like 8. Was that like 8 years ago or anything?
I
We're
think
running
so.
out, aren't we?
We're at 58, yeah.
All right. Well, so you're performing tonight, and please say your first and last name again.
My name is Rafiq Shaheen.
Rafiq Shaheen. And where can people find you online?
You can find me at Laughsmith Entertainment off of Facebook, or you can find me at Laugh Forge off of Twitter.
All right. Very good. And he's performing here tonight. If you're watching on Facebook Live, come on down to Gods and Monsters. The side door is open. Don't be intimidated because the gate's down. The gate is down. Come to the side door. You'll pay $10 and you'll get to see 5 or 6 comedians tonight. And we thank you for coming out.
It was a blast.
Thanks.
for having me.
Good luck tonight.
I hope we see you here again. We do a show every Friday night. If you're ever in the neighborhood, you're ever in town, you see us here on a Friday, just come sit down and grab the mic.
Will do.
Great. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
All right. So now that gives us just a couple of minutes.
Just a
Did you
couple
have
of minutes.
Did you have
Yeah,
a couple of things
the
you
last
wanted to
couple of
mention?
things I wanted to let you know is that I have recently discovered that both on Hulu, Gravity Falls and Tron Uprising
Tron Uprising.
Yes.
Good.
So I've watched the first episode of Gravity Falls. I've watched half of the second one.
You've already seen Tron.
Stuff crapped out on me. And you know what? Oh my God. I forgot how good Tron was.
Yeah.
It is so good. It is like
stands on its own compared to the movie that came out a few years before.
It would be a cinematic release 5 years before this was released in 2010, 2012?
12, I think.
2012?
Yeah. I feel like it was buried on the Disney XD channel. It wasn't even on the
so
Disney.
So much work and detail into this show, and it shows if you just look at it. What would you look at that?
When Tron Legacy came out on Blu-ray, they had a trailer for the animated cartoon, and it still didn't come out for a year after that.
Really?
Yeah, they put a lot of work into it.
The music.
Yeah, I have the soundtrack in the car, just listening to it today.
Some of the storylines are they're so well written. Elijah Wood is the Beck character.
Yes.
Mandy Moore voices a character in there.
And then
they
actually got the voice of Olivia
Wilde.
Olivia Wilde. She did play Cora for one episode, I think.
Yeah.
And just so well done. Paul Rubens?
Yes, Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens
is a voice in there.
Scar.
Scar.
I'm trying to think of who the name of the.
I know what you're talking about,
sweet.
and why you would call him Scar.
Yeah, it's such a great show.
If you have Hulu and you're a fan of Tron at all, it is absolutely worth your time to look it up and
I felt like
watch
it was drawn along the veins of like Aeon Flux.
A little bit, yeah.
Just the tall, skinny characters, very sleek.
Yeah, and the animation, the smoothness of the animation, you will almost assume that this was all ray traced kind of computer animation, but it's cell. I think it's cell.
I think it was cell. You're
all
right.
Hand drawn.
Yeah.
There's a lot of CGI element in it, but I think the characters themselves are hand drawn.
It's a shame Disney does not give it another chance. If something is just slightly doing okay and the ratings are budget wise, they just let things go.
It had to be too expensive to do anymore because the audience wasn't there.
It's a shame.
It was
really,
somebody's
really
passion
good.
project. Obviously, they got a bunch of their friends to cash in favors to get these voice talents.
And good, you're watching Gravity Falls. You watched episode 1.
Yep.
This is a show that he got into the middle of season 2 or close to the end of season 2, and he said, Disney would like me to continue, but I'm making the announcement this was only supposed to be a limited series, and I'm not going to extend it and do something that it's not supposed to be. This is 2 seasons. This is 1 summer with these kids, and this is the adventure that they go on, and it's great.
And I'm looking forward to getting more into it, more invested in the characters. I'm also watching. I finally started watching Stranger Things.
I finished it.
Love it. Wow. That
show is
nail
80s.
it?
That show is 80s as fuck.
It's
so 80s.
They nailed the graphics. They nailed the music. They nailed.
On my Facebook page today, I posted some guy who had all these pianos and keyboards all around him, and he redid the whole opening soundtrack, opening credits. It's so good.
It's good.
It's like whoever the casting director is, he casted people that freaking look 80s. The kid with the no teeth, the front teeth missing, he's got an 80s face to him.
And they even allow for some of the 80s dialogue and subject matter. Like they'll say fag.
Yeah.
Because that's how people used to speak in the 80s.
That's right.
Everything was okay back then.
And it's so good. How far into it are you?
I'm only 4 episodes in.
Out of 8, right?
Yeah.
4 out of 8?
And I am in love with Nancy. I think she is the
girl?
That makes me a pedophile.
No.
But she is the cutest
It takes you back to
16-year-old I had ever seen.
In 1983, when the show was based, if we would have
We
been
were
in love
16,
with her. We would have been in love with
15,
her.
16,
we
yeah.
would have been in love with her. She's just the sweetest. And not one person on this show looks like they came from the hills or Friends.
Right.
Not everybody is beautiful and glorious. It's just regular 80s folk.
Even the school looks like it was just ripped out of 1985 or
so well
wherever.
done. Every technical award and casting award this show can win, it certainly deserves to win. Wow,
has
both
to.
of these cameras just died.
All right, so
all we have
better
left is
call it.
Greg's camera to say goodnight on. Okay. I know those cameras just went dead, but just real quick, next week Steven Spivak will be here.
Yes,
he's going to
that'll be
visit
fun.
with us.
Good.
The week after that, I have a friend's birthday party to go to. Happy birthday to Frankie. She's going to be turning 16. That's Bob and Kathy's daughter, turning 16.
Get off the side. Get off the streets.
That's a Friday night party, so we won't be doing that. The
All
week
right.
after that is actually going to be, I think it's going to be my birthday show again.
Oh.
So we're going to do a Friday birthday spectacular show like we did last time.
I hope your wife comes to drive you home.
And that what? And she did last time, didn't she? No.
No, you were fine by the time we were
Yeah,
done,
we
right?
were here. We did like 4 hours or
Yeah, it
more.
was a good
didn't
time.
we? So we're going to do that again.
All right.
And then I think the week after that, the first week of September, we're going to have another D&D Antiques Roadshow with Bill Sylvie.
Oh, cool.
So we got a lot of stuff lined up the next few weeks.
All right.
Once again, you are listening to and watching live sometimes Gods and Monsters. This is Greg, and I'm Art. We talked about what we were drinking tonight, right?
Yep,
you did
we
it when
did.
I was off camera.
Yeah.
Please subscribe to the show. Don't let the Miata show get more subscribers than our show here.
I really
We've
shouldn't
got
be that
fancy
way.
we got fancy animations and graphics, and we're gonna dip to that animation right now and say thanks for watching and good night.
Good night.